Howdy gamers, old gamer guy here. If you watch my channel, you are aware that my Stellaris console edition game is crashing on me now, so for the next little bit I'm just going to be making some videos showing some games that I have bought on sale here and there. And first up we have Prison Architect. You can see we've got several modes here. I think escape mode is tied to a DLC. But we have Prison Stories, which is essentially a 5-episode tutorial with some story elements in each chapter, and you learn some things about the game in each chapter. Then we have Prison Architect, which is, I guess, kind of the main mode of the game where you are building and managing a prison. You have Prison Warden, where you are managing a prison. And then, like I said, escape mode, where you can probably guess that you are playing as a prisoner trying to escape a prison. And then World of Wardens is a section of the menu where you can download prisons that other players have created. And I guess you can also upload your own prison that you've created. And I assume you could play those created prisons in the Prison Warden mode. I guess. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. And then down here, of course, is where you go if you want to buy the DLC. The DLC was also on sale, so I went ahead and picked it up. So I have escape mode available to me. But what we are going to see here today in this video is episode 1 of Prison Stories, Death Row. We've been contracted to build an execution chamber at this prison in time for the scheduled execution of one Edward Ramsey, currently serving life for double premeditated murder. In this chapter, you will learn the basics of construction, room requirements, and utilities. And I'm going to restart this chapter. This video is going to be all just basically raw footage with me talking as I play. This is just a really quick way to make a video. There's no editing involved. So you may hear me clear my throat or blow my nose, or you might hear my phone go off. But as you can see, the art style for this game is quite cartoonish. But you will also see later in the video that this game can get quite dark with its storytelling, which was surprising to me. But here you can see some offices. Here's the garbage area of the prison. You can see some workers doing their thing. We have a prisoner being visited by a priest. And there we go. There's the whole prison. So let's check this out. I like this game so far. The CEO is calling. This is a tough one. There's a prisoner incarcerated at this facility who's been convicted of a double murder and sentenced to death. That's where we come in. We've been contracted to construct an execution chamber in time for the guy's big day. This is where I want the new facility to be built. The first step with any project like this is to construct the building itself. We need to make sure we have enough space inside to fit all the rooms we require. In this instance, we need an execution chamber and a cell. So let's get started. To construct a new building, press left on the digital pad to open the construction menu and then select Structure. From there, simply select Building, Brick. Position the cursor where you would like to start building, hold X, and drag out the shape of the building you would like to create. I hope you enjoy my voice acting. It's top-notch, if I do say so myself. But here we are. We've got to go left on the D-pad, select Structure. You can move on this menu with the D-pad. And then we only have one selection here, Building, Brick. And so I hold down X and drag it out. Yeah, that's right. So there we go. The CEO is calling. Your workmen are responsible for the construction of buildings. They'll collect the steel and concrete from this storeroom and take it to the construction site. They'll use those raw materials to build the foundations and framework of your new building. This is the slowest part of construction, so you should plan ahead when building new facilities. While we wait for them to finish, let's take a look around. Use the right analog to move the camera and use R2 and L2 to zoom in and out. So yeah, they're not going to talk about speeding up time and slowing down time in this tutorial, but I will show you how to do that. But first, this is what it looks like to move with the right analog stick, but you can also move with the left analog stick, move the cursor, and you can move the screen that way. And then we can zoom out all the way there. So we've got a bunch of cells, we've got a kitchen, the offices, the canteen, the power station, delivery area, garbage. We've got cells here, shower, storage, and then we've got a yard with some weight benches and some phones. Yeah, more cells up here, another shower here. So even at normal speed, our construction workers are just about done, so I'll just go ahead and let this play out at normal speed. And there we go. So we have our foundation, and it looks like we have workers trapped in the building. We need to be able to get in and out of the new building, so let's add an entrance. Build a large jail door into the south wall. My voice is changing over time, I think. I don't know why exactly, but to build a jail door, press left on the D-pad again to open the construction menu and then select walls and doors. With the walls and doors menu open, simply select large jail door, position the cursor inside the highlighted rectangle, and press X to build the door. So left on the digital pad, walls and doors, and we have the large jail door. There's the spot. Now it is ready to build. And for some reason there's no door in the storage space here, so we're going to be taking a delivery of a door all the way over here. And I'll show you now what it looks like to speed up time. So you hold down triangle, and you can see at the top middle of the screen it says pause and fast. So you can pause the game, normal speed, fast, and fastest. By hitting right, you speed the game up. By hitting left, you slow the game down. But there's our worker with our new door. As I said, we need a cell and an execution room inside our new building. Partition the space by constructing some brick walls. You can build brick walls by returning to the Walls and Doors menu. Press left to open the construction menu and select Walls and Doors. Okay, boss. Okay, boss. All right, walls and doors. Brick wall. They want a wall here. Right here, right here, and right here. So we'll go ahead and speed up time again by holding triangle and hitting 2 times to the right on the digital pad. And there we go. You can see it's starting to get dark. Good work! Now add large jail doors to those dividing walls. You'll need to rotate one of these large jail doors before you place it. You can do this by clicking L3. All right. Back to the construction menu, walls and doors, large jail door right there, and then another one, clicking L3 right there. And we'll speed up time again. The prisoners are over here in the canteen. Now they're heading to their cells. And our doors are done. That's looking good. We now need to designate the room type of each room in our new building so that everyone knows what each room is to be used for. Use the Rooms menu to designate a cell in the smaller area where our condemned inmate will rest until it's time to perform the execution. Then designate the execution room itself in the larger area. All right. Go to Rooms, cell, and then we drag out the area for that. Go to Execution and drag the area for that. Those new rooms have requirements before they become functional. The cell needs to contain a bed and a toilet at a bare minimum to meet the legal requirements. The execution room obviously requires an electric chair if it is to be used to perform executions. You can find all these objects in the Objects menu. To add new objects to a room, press left to open the construction menu and select Objects. All right. Objects. Let's put a bed in here. And a toilet, and we'll rotate the toilet around a little bit. Put it like that. And then the electric chair facing the door. That's good. Back out of the menu with circle. There's a little bit of a lag when you back out of the menu for some reason. That's the only time I'm detecting any controller lag. But I have noticed it. Let's go ahead and speed up time. Prisoners are all in their cells. Guards are patrolling. And now we have our electric chair. That's the essentials taken care of, but there are still a few improvements you could make. It's up to you, though. These aren't strictly required. It depends how much you care about your prisoners and their environment. The cell itself could be improved with an outward-facing window and a small bookshelf. And the facility would look better with a higher quality floor material like wooden floorboards or mosaic tiles. Outside you could add some lighting and a paved pathway if you think it needs it. Meanwhile, the priest is visiting the prisoner, who looks a lot like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. This is the man in question, Edward Romsey, a teacher once, would you believe? It's not our place to decide if he deserves this. The law has made that decision. We're just here to do a job. Once you are satisfied the facility is ready, you can begin the prisoner transfer to his new cell. Simply place the cursor on the snapshot in his cell and press X to initiate the transfer. So yeah, like you said, I could do some improvements over here, but in the interest of moving this along, we will click on the snapshot, and there are snapshots. I can't remember if I saw any snapshots just in the level, but snapshots definitely pop up during the storytelling, and then you can look at them later in the menu if you want to, but let's click on this one. Now the chief is calling as we begin to escort the prisoner. Don't shed one tear for this guy. He's a stone-cold killer, guilty as charged. He even confessed. Want to know what he did? It's juicy stuff. It was around 11 p.m. The lights were already on. I knew she was home. So yeah, this is where, despite the cartoonish graphics, this game gets kind of dark. I like it myself, but you might want to look away, kids. Get the children out of the room for this next part, because our mild-mannered character here is coming home and he finds his wife in bed with another guy.
I knew I'd catch you two here.
Edward,
Don't. Just don't.
What are you going to do? Oh! Oh! This reminds me of the opening scene in Minority Report, except Tom Cruise didn't come through the window to save everybody and arrest the guy. But yeah, kind of dark storytelling here, despite the cartoonish art style. I like it. Quite shocking. I thought it was quite shocking when this happened, and I liked it. Clear as day, if you ask me. Deserves every volt he's gonna get.
All men deserve forgiveness, even him. Are you so sure in yourself that you can deal out such final judgment? Not even the very wise can see all ends.
Catching your wife with another man is no excuse for what he did, and I think you may have seen Lord of the Rings one too many times, Padre. And he went there with a loaded gun, knowing he'd find them together. That's double premeditated murder twice, 2 times fast. Case closed.
He's done nothing but cooperate with the authorities. This state is making an example of him. If he'd committed his crime 100 miles north, he'd be looking at life imprisonment instead. How is that justice?
Do you want a guy like this running free? I'll sleep just fine at night when I know he's gone. CEO is calling. Good work so far. However, there is one problem. The execution room isn't operational yet because it doesn't have any power. We need to connect it directly to the power station that supplies our prison with its electricity. We are now viewing the prison in the underground view. In this view, you can see the electrical wiring layout for the entire prison. Each building in the prison is connected to the power grid by these thick underground electrical cables shown in green. Power is provided to the prison by this power station, which draws electricity from the national grid. All right. So far, so good. We have some areas of the prison that are unpowered. As you can see, the entire cell block is without power. To fix this problem, we need first to switch back to the underground view to understand why the lights are without power. Seems obvious. The green line is not extending far enough. The nearest electrical cables are too far away. Our engineers can't complete the wiring for this area. You need to extend the electrical cables nearby to cover the wing of the prison. To construct new electrical cables, press left to open the construction menu and then select Power Supply. Place electrical cables in the highlighted areas to provide power for this cell block ASAP. All right. So left on the D-pad, over to Power Supply, electrical cable, and we'll put the electrical cable in like so, and like so. And then we will speed up time once again. And there they go, our diligent workers. Okay. Lights aren't the only thing that needs power. Your new electric chair does too. Use some more electrical cables to connect the execution facility to the power station. The electric chair itself is a special type of electrical item. It requires its own dedicated power supply. This means that you'll need to connect it directly with electrical cables. All right, if you say so. Let's go to the power supply again, electrical cables. There's that. And there's this. Go ahead and speed up time again. And there they go. Getting to work. Earning their money. It's good to see. We are almost done, I think. We should test the new execution room at least once before we try to use it, though. I'm just going to turn it on for a few seconds. Make sure everything is okay. Womp womp. Well, that didn't work. Looks like we drew too much power and tripped a circuit breaker in the power station. The whole prison is dark. We're going to need more juice to be able to handle the power spike that the electric chair generates. Adding capacitors to our power station allows it to handle having more electrical items connected to it. Build 3 more capacitors around this power station so it has enough capacity to handle us turning on the electric chair. To add the extra capacitors, we need to press left and select the power supply menu again. Okay. Power supply. Capacitor. 1, 2, and 3. For some reason you can't drag. You have to place each one individually. Okay, so we need to speed up time to have this done. One, 2, and 3. Okay. Now we've made those improvements, we should be able to get the power back up and running. So let's give it a go. Switch the power station back on by placing the cursor over it and pressing X. Okay. And now we have power throughout the prison again. Looks like the lights are back on all over the prison, which is a good sign. Now we need to test the electric chair again and hope the power station copes with the extra load this time. Testing the electric chair is easy. You just need to switch it on. Place the cursor over it and press the X button. Okay. He hung up while I flipped a switch. Well done! I believe we are finished with this job. What happens now is out of our hands. We did a professional job, and that's important in our business. Try not to worry about what happens next. Here we have another little scene. Some more snapshots. Ned Flanders seeks forgiveness for his heinous crimes. Can I help you? Are you looking for forgiveness? I don't know. I have to do something. I can't live with the things I've done. You have to turn yourself in. Whatever you've done, you cannot evade the consequences. You will never be able to live with yourself unless you face up to your past. I want to go back. I want to forgive her. I want her to forgive me. God will forgive you, no matter what you have done, if you ask him to. But you must answer for your crimes in the eyes of the law. There is no other way. It is time, Edward. You have done the right thing, even though this world will not forgive you for it. You will be with God soon.
He will have the final judgment on you. Let's go, Flanders. You sicken me.
I like the snapshots, and this music is good too. It's all very dramatic in contrast with the art style.
Edward Romsey, you have been found guilty of 2 counts of murder in the 1st degree. The penalty is death. Do you have anything to say?
Susan, I'm sorry. Well, there you go. That's the end of that chapter, I believe, as we fade to white and then fade to black. 2 fades back to back. Very artistic. But yeah, we're done with this chapter of the tutorial, the prison stories. I could continue doing these chapters, there are 5 episodes in total throughout this tutorial. So I could continue doing these. The next one is called Palermo. There are 5 of them in total. In each chapter, you learn a little bit about the game. So if anybody's interested in seeing the rest of these, I could go ahead and do this. But I am also going to make some videos for some other games that I have bought on sale here and there. Until we can get Stellaris going again. But for now, that will do it for this video. Hopefully it was enjoyable for you, and hopefully my voice acting was was not too cringe-worthy. But yeah, for now, we'll end it here. And as always, thanks very much for watching.